I'm Ethan, 33, accountant by day, amateur motorcycle mechanic by night, professional introvert all the time. My wife is Samantha. She's the kind of person who can make a grocery run sound like a TED Talk. We've been married 4 years. We have a small house, a medium dog, and a growing habit of pretending everything is fine by saying, "We're just busy." Enter Chloe and Tara. If you don't know them, imagine 2 push notifications that learn to walk and drink iced coffee. They're Samantha's best friends. They have opinions on everything, including our marriage, my beard, and how often a man should prove he's emotionally literate. This whole thing started on a Thursday. Sam came back from a girls' night glowing the way people glow when they find a new diet or a pyramid scheme. She dropped her bag, hugged the dog, and smiled at me like she'd just discovered a life hack. "Hey," she said, "we're doing something fun." "If it's another juice cleanse," I said. "I'm still recovering from the cucumber incident of 2023. She rolled her eyes. "It's not a diet, it's a relationship cleanse." "Like, what?" We unplugged the router and talked, and "Cute," she said, tapping my shoulder. "No, it's a 21-day challenge." I paused. "Like push-ups?" "Emotional push-ups." She sat across from me and laced her fingers. Chloe found this video. It says couples get stuck in comfort. So we do a reset. For 21 days, I won't initiate affection. No first texts. No hugs from me first. No kissing me unless I kiss you first. No where are you or when will you be home from me. I'll be calm, busy, focused on me. It shows who is dependent. Dependent, I repeated. On air, food, love, on attention, she said. It's to test balance. I blinked. Chloe's still single, right? She's exploring options, Sam said, like Chloe was choosing grad schools and not men who think astrology is a business plan. I looked at the dog. The dog looked at me like, "Buddy, don't say what you want to say." "So," I said instead, "for 21 days you won't start anything. And if I ask for a hug?" "You can ask," she said, "but the goal is not to need it." "Cool," I said. "I'll schedule my needs," she laughed. "It's just an experiment. We'll be stronger." "Right," I said. "Just to be clear, you want me to play emotional chicken with you for 3 weeks. It'll be fun." "That's what people say before IKEA," I said. "But sure, I can meditate. I can be a monk. I won't even breathe near you unless you breathe first." Sam smiled, kissed the dog's head, and typed something in a group chat named Queens Unfiltered. I could see bubbles popping up like a stock ticker. Hearts, fire emojis, a crown. Somewhere, Chloe probably rang a victory bell. That night, Samantha went to bed with a face mask and a podcast called Own Your Morning. I lay there listening to a woman say, "If he doesn't chase, he doesn't cherish." I looked at our ceiling fan and thought, great, I'm competing with a metaphor and a lemon diffuser. Day 1 was fine. I made coffee. Sam walked in wearing gym clothes that could negotiate a ceasefire. "Morning," she said, sipping. No hug, no kiss. She smiled like a flight attendant. "Big day?" "Just numbers," I said. "You?" "Pilates. Then lunch with the girls. Then I'm organizing the spice rack." "Finally," I said. "Paprika has been acting out." She smirked. "See? You can be cute when you try." "Cool," I said. "I'll save it for day 22. She shook her head, amused but determined. We both knew the vibe. She thought I'd fold by dinner. I thought she'd cave by lunch. I didn't text first that day, not because I'm a hero, because I was actually busy, and because I'm stubborn on a cellular level. She didn't text me either. At 5 p.m., I sent a thumbs up to my boss. My phone buzzed. Reflexively, my heart jumped. It was a shipping notification for an oil filter. Romance is alive. I got home, cooked pasta, set her plate aside, and turned on some blues. She walked in with shopping bags and that high from winning at being alive. "Smells good," she said. "For you or—" "For both," I said. "I'm generous like that." She smiled. "I'm not that hungry." I twirled spaghetti. Your loss. The spaghetti will remember this. She scrolled. The phone kept lighting up. I caught glimpses. Day 1, she typed. So far, so good. Heart. Crown. Stay firm, Chloe wrote. Don't reward bad behavior with affection. I'm not sure what behavior. Being married? After dinner, I reached for her hand on the couch. She pulled back lightly. Rules, she said. Right, I said. Emotional push-ups. Gotta build that core. She laughed. You'll thank me later. Or I'll resent you forever, I said. 50-50. Day 2, I woke early and hit the garage. If I couldn't hug my wife, I could at least hug a V-twin with a seized carb. Greece is a love language. I left a note on the counter. Coffee's hot. I'll be back before lunch. It wasn't a first text. Notes are analog. The challenge didn't say anything about papyrus. She texted at 11. Picking up candles. Want anything? Then 2 dots. She deleted. New message. Picking up candles. I smiled. Answered nothing. Because now it was a game and I was, unfortunately, very good at games with stupid rules. Day 3, the girls came over. I opened the door with a dish towel over my shoulder like a sitcom dad who lost the remote. Chloe breezed in wearing sunglasses inside, which is how you know she's spiritually at Coachella. Tara followed with a pastry box and a look that said, I'm here to judge carefully. Ethan, Chloe sang, helping with dishes? Wow, growth. I'm wild, I said. Sometimes I even sort the forks. Tara smirked. So, how's the little challenge? I leaned on the counter. I'm 11 push-ups away from enlightenment. Chloe laughed like a cartoon villain who just got a promotion. It's cute you're trying to be chill. I'm not trying, I said. I'm succeeding. Sam gave me a warning glance. Be nice. I grinned back. I am nice. This is my nice. They sat, talked fast, and ate croissants like they were filing a police report. I heard snippets. Men get complacent. He should chase. If he doesn't ask where you are, he doesn't care. I rinsed a mug. Or he respects your independence, I said, like a helpful museum guide pointing at a dinosaur. Chloe tilted her head. Respect is not the same as indifference. And panic is not the same as love, I said. Tara arched an eyebrow. Do you always have a comeback? Only when someone throws a pitch, I said. Also, yes. Sam kicked me under the table, then shot me a look that said, please don't start a TED Talk. I raised my hands in surrender and went to the garage, which is my church, and also where I keep a secret stash of gummy bears. Day 4, I didn't reach for her in bed. She didn't reach either. We lay like 2 phones on airplane mode. She sighed, checked the chat, typed day 4, and turned away. I stared at the ceiling and thought, if we get through this, I'm building a second garage for my emotions. At work, I told my friend Marcus, he's married, 3 kids, always sticky with either syrup or glitter. He laughed until he coughed. 21 days? He said. Bro, that's like dog years. It's fine, I said. I've got projects. I've got a bike. I've got inner peace. You got Netflix and spite, he said. Be honest. Fair, I said. Day 5, Sam posted a story. Day 5, peace drama. She looked amazing, hair done, nails on point. The caption felt like a subtweet for one person who lives in the same house. I tapped a like. No comment. I'm not giving free content to the queens. That night I made tacos. She took a photo. Self-care night, the caption said. I laughed. I cooked, I said. Is that self-care? It's community care, she said deadpan. Thanks, community. Anytime, I said. Community loves you. She smiled despite herself. Then she caught it and put the wall back up. Rules, she reminded. Yep, I said, raising my taco like a toast. To rules. Day 6, I overheard her on the phone in the hallway. No, he's not texting first, she whispered. No, he's not asking where I am. He's weirdly calm. A pause. Chloe, loud enough to hear through speaker. He's pretending. Stay firm. Men panic in silence. Another voice. Tara. Post something hot. Make him sweat. Sam giggled, then caught herself. I don't want to be petty. I walked by and said, be petty. You'll get cardio. She covered the mic and glared. I'm on the phone. I saluted and went back to my spreadsheet, which suddenly felt like a warm hug. Day 7, we crossed the 1-week mark. She made pancakes. I poured syrup. We ate like co-workers on a team-building retreat. I said, happy anniversary of nothing. She snorted. You're ridiculous. You love it, I said. She looked at me for a second too long. Then her phone buzzed. She grabbed it like a lifeline. Sorry, it's Chloe. Of course it is, I said. Does she sleep? She sleeps in empowerment, Sam said, smirking. Must be lumpy, I said. Midweek, I stopped waiting up for her. If she wanted distance, I could give her a map. I went to the gym, actually stretched like an adult, and ate protein that tasted like chalk and regrets. I fixed a sticky door hinge. I cleaned the gutters. I became the most productive version of myself, which is basically what happens when you remove cuddling from my life. Day 9, the girls came over again. I swear they have a key. Chloe wore a blazer like she was about to fire me from my own marriage. Tara had a notebook. I didn't ask. Ethan, Chloe said. We brought matcha. Thank you, I said, taking a Norded and then tried to look serious. Chloe leaned on the island. We're proud of Sam, she said. She's reclaiming her energy. Cool, I said. What am I reclaiming? Your patience, Tara said. Already got that, I said. It came with the warranty. Chloe glanced at Sam's phone. Day 9, she narrated as Sam typed. Almost halfway. Queen behavior. I washed my hands very slowly, just to have a reason to breathe. You know, I said, if the goal is balance, I'm not sure adding a cheering section helps. Chloe smiled. Support systems are healthy. So are boundaries, I said. Like, say, not running your marriage like a group project. Tara opened her notebook. We're not running anything. Great, I said. Then you won't mind running out? Sam sighed. Guys, be nice. I am nice, I said. This is my premium nice. This is the nice I pay extra for. They laughed, which annoyed me and also weirdly relieved me because laughing means we're still human. Day 10, Samantha tried something new. She got dressed like she was meeting a celebrity. Red lipstick, perfume that made the dog sneeze. Going out? I asked. Drinks with the girls. Have fun, I said. You don't even ask where, she said. You don't even tell me, I said, smiling. Balance. She stood there like she wanted me to break character. I didn't. She left. I played guitar badly for 40 minutes and felt like a rock star in a garage with laundry. At 11:30 p.m., she came back louder than the door. We had a great time, she announced. Awesome, I said, pausing the movie. Any celebrity sightings? Just people who know how to enjoy life, she said, dropping her purse like a mic. I nodded. We should invite them to help with the gutters. She rolled her eyes and went to bed. I stayed up and cleaned the kitchen. Because I'm either a saint or an idiot. It depends on the lighting. Day 11, I liked another one of her stories. Day 11, soft life only. She looked stunning again, and I mean that sincerely. I wrote nothing. She noticed. You're not going to comment? She asked that evening. I thought we weren't initiating, I said. Comments are not hugs, she said. On Instagram they are, I said. Have you met the comments section? She laughed, then frowned at herself for laughing. You're impossible. I'm consistent, I said. That night, we lay back to back. I could feel her breathing change like she was editing a script in her head. I wanted to say, can we stop? But then I remembered the TED Talk about men who chase. I decided to chase my pillow instead. Day 12, Marcus asked if I was okay. You look spiritually dehydrated, he said. I'm fine, I said. I'm learning to live without being hugged. That's not a superpower, he said. That's Batman. Batman had a butler, I said. I have a dog. Same thing, he said. Butlers drool less. Day 13, the girls came for movie night. We watched a rom-com where everyone made eye contact and communicated like functioning adults. Fantasy genre, obviously. At one point, the guy runs through the rain to confess his love. Chloe sighed. See? Effort. I pointed at the TV. See? Therapy? Tara tossed popcorn at me. I ate it. Thanks, I said. Acts of service. Sam smiled. Then she caught herself and adjusted the crown I couldn't see, but could definitely feel. After they left, Sam hovered in the hallway. You know this isn't about punishing you, she said. I know, I said. It's about punishing both of us equally. She winced. It's about growth. I've grown, I said. I can ignore feelings like a champ. She shook her head and went to brush her teeth, like her mouth had said something treasonous. Day 14, I cooked again. She set the table. We moved around each other like two planes given different altitudes. I wanted to tell her I missed her. Instead, I said, we're low on olive oil. Romance is a skill, and I was out of practice. Halfway through dinner, she looked up. This is weird. Yep. I thought you'd break. I thought you would, I said. But here we are. Two champions. No trophy. She pushed her plate away. Do you even care where I go? Do you want me to? She frowned. I don't know, I nodded. There it is. There what is? The part where we don't know if we want attention or proof. She stared at me like I'd switched genres without warning. You always do this, she said. Make a joke, then say something heavy. It's a gift, I said. And also a curse. Mostly a gift. She sighed. Another week. Another week, I echoed, like we were signing up for a marathon we didn't train for. That night, I lay awake and watched the numbers on the digital clock hit midnight. Day 15 was coming. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt tired. Not angry, just tired in the way you get when you hold a door open and no one walks through. I got up, went to the kitchen, and poured a glass of water. The house was quiet in that heavy way that makes you go soft inside. I heard her pad down the hall. She stood in the doorway, hair messy, face soft without the daytime armor. Can't sleep? I asked. No, she said. You? Same. We looked at each other. This was the part in the movie where someone breaks and kisses someone. In our version, the fridge hummed and the dog snored. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. I don't like this, she said. Me neither. Then why are we? You proposed it, I said, gentle. And your board of directors approved. She almost smiled. Then she didn't. Good night, she said. Night. She turned away. I watched her go, felt the ache hit like a delayed flight. I finished my water and told myself to hang on. Day 15 would be the pivot. I could feel it coming, like rain you smell before you see. Day 15 started like a sitcom rerun. Same coffee, same awkward silence, same two adults pretending the other was invisible while sharing Wi-Fi. Sam scrolled on her phone, giggling at something. Probably her group chat. I'd bet my motorcycle it was the Queen's. Good morning, I said. She blinked, surprised. Oh, morning. That felt illegal, didn't it? I said. Talking before noon. She rolled her eyes. You're dramatic. 21 days of silence will do that. I'm practically Shakespeare with Wi-Fi. She snorted but didn't bite. The phone buzzed again. She typed fast. I leaned just enough to glimpse. Chloe. He's cracking, right? Sam. Not yet. But he's weirdly calm. It's creepy. Tara. He's pretending. Post something stunning. Make him blink. And she did. A mirror selfie. Caption. Day 15. Serenity hits different. I liked it. That was my rebellion. No comment, no emoji. Just the most passive-aggressive like in internet history. By lunchtime, she'd changed outfits twice and sprayed perfume thick enough to get us both on a no-fly list. Going somewhere? I asked. Just meeting Chloe and Tara for lunch. Tell the coven I said hi. She sighed. You really can't help yourself. Nope, I said. I'm built different. From sarcasm and disappointment. She came back 3 hours later buzzing with energy. I could smell gossip before she spoke. They think you're bluffing, she said. They sound fun at parties, I said. Chloe says you're pulling emotional manipulation. Cool, I said. I call it existing. She thinks you're trying to make me feel guilty. Why would I do that? So I'll break first. Ah, the ancient sport of break-firsting. Classic. She crossed her arms. You're mocking everything. Mockery is my coping mechanism. You took hugs away, I had to substitute something. She wanted an argument. I offered boredom. It worked. That night, I walked in on a live commentary session. Phone on speaker, Chloe's voice echoing like a podcast nobody asked for. Girl, he's too calm. That's dangerous. He's either cheating or planning his exit. I leaned against the doorframe. Plot twist. Both. Chloe's voice sharpened. Is that him? Yup, I said. The villain himself. You shouldn't eavesdrop, Sam said. You shouldn't hold board meetings about your marriage, I said. Maybe if you cared more? Maybe if you cared less about Chloe's PhD and bad ideas. Silence. Then Chloe said, he's gaslighting you. I raised my eyebrows. I'm standing in the hallway, Chloe, not controlling the moon. She hung up. Sam glared. You didn't have to embarrass me. Me? She called our house like she's HR. You could try being respectful. I could, I said. But respect works both ways. Yours expired around day 3. She left the room. I exhaled so hard the dog hid under the table. She tried to act normal the next morning. Small talk over breakfast. Want eggs? Sure. She cracked the shell like it had wronged her ancestors. I think we should have boundaries about jokes, she said carefully. Funny, I thought this whole thing was a boundary. I mean kinder communication. I'm communicating fine. I'm using words, full sentences. She glared. You know what I mean? I do, I said. You want me to behave like I'm on probation. She didn't reply. But I could tell she was tired. Maybe of me, maybe of proving something. That evening, she went out again. The perfume came back stronger. The red dress. The one that used to be our date night dress. You look nice, I said. She froze for half a second. Thanks. No sarcasm, I added. That's new, she said, half smiling. Knock, knock. I opened the door. Chloe and Tara. Of course. I swear these women operate on a rotation schedule. Sam here? Unfortunately, I said. I was about to record a meditation tape. They marched in like they paid rent. Chloe wore a hat that could pick up radio stations. Tara had her notebook again. Ethan, Chloe said sweetly, you look calm. It's the silence. I'm thriving. Really? You don't miss connection? Oh, we connect all the time, just mostly through passive-aggressive dishwashing. Sam tried to play hostess. Girls wine? Yes, Tara said. Let's toast to independence. I raised my beer. Cheers to selective hearing. They clinked glasses. Chloe said, Sam told us you've been quiet. Observant, I said. I'm in a 21-day witness protection program. You think you're funny, she said. I don't think. I know. The data supports it. Tara scribbled in her notebook. I leaned over. Are you taking minutes? Just notes, she said. For the divorce proceedings? Or the podcast? Sam hissed. Ethan! What? Transparency builds trust. They left early. Sam looked furious. You can't keep insulting my friends. I'm not insulting. I'm narrating. They care about me. Yeah, I said, like mechanics care about broken cars. She gasped. I regretted it instantly. Sorry, I said. That was mean. Yeah, she said softly. It was. Then she went upstairs. I sat there for an hour, staring at her empty glass of wine. I didn't feel proud anymore, just tired. Morning coffee? She poured hers, didn't look at me. I said, I shouldn't have said that thing yesterday. She shrugged. Forget it. I'd rather not. I actually meant the apology part. She glanced up. Okay. That was all. But it felt like progress. At lunch I got a message from Chloe. You broke her confidence? You humiliated her? I stared at the screen, then typed back, "Stop texting me. You're not in this marriage." She sent a heart emoji. I blocked her. Felt great. 10 out of 10. That night, Sam cooked. Spaghetti again. We sat opposite each other like peace negotiators. "I heard you blocked Chloe," she said. "Yep. Why?" She texted me. She was defending me. "From what? My silence?" "She said you were cruel." "I'm not cruel," I said quietly. "I'm just done auditioning." She didn't answer, but she didn't leave either. The tension was weirdly calm now. No fights, no laughter, just quiet acceptance. She dressed up that morning. "Brunch," she said. "With? Guess? The fan club?" She rolled her eyes. "They're my friends." "Cool. Tell them thanks for the character development." When she got home, she looked shaken. I didn't ask. She sat down beside me on the couch for the first time in weeks. "I think they're too involved," she said suddenly. I blinked. "Wait, did you just say that out loud?" She laughed weakly. "Yeah. Chloe told me to flirt with a bartender to see if you'd notice. And? I didn't. It felt gross." "Congratulations," I said. "You rediscovered ethics." She smacked my arm. "Don't ruin the moment." "Sorry, I'm proud of you." "You don't look proud." "It's my face. It defaults to disappointment." For the first time she laughed and didn't stop herself. It sounded rusty, but real. She woke early the next day, cooked breakfast, humming. "The challenge ends today," she said. "Finally," I said. "The Olympics of nonsense." "I thought we could celebrate." "With medals?" "With dinner, just us." She spent the day preparing, cleaning, lighting candles, putting on soft music, the whole Pinterest starter pack. I hadn't seen her this focused since she alphabetized the spice rack to manifest clarity. When I got home, the house smelled like garlic and hope. She stood in the kitchen wearing that same red dress, the one that used to mean something good is about to happen. "Wow," I said. "Did we win something?" She smiled nervously. "The challenge is over. That counts, right?" "I guess so. Did we get a trophy or just trauma?" "Dinner first," she said. Sarcasm later. We ate quietly for a few minutes. It wasn't awkward this time, just calm. Then she set her fork down. "I realized something this week. That you prefer women's group chats over human connection?" She gave me the look. "That I miss you." "That's new," I said softly. She took a breath. "I thought if I pulled back you'd chase me, but instead you just stopped trying." "I didn't stop trying," I said. "I stopped performing." Her eyes glistened. "It wasn't supposed to feel like this." "Yeah," I said. "That's usually how bad ideas work." She laughed through the tears. "You're still an idiot." "I know," I said, "but I'm your idiot. Or I was." Silence again, but not the same kind. This one had weight, honesty. "Ethan," she said finally, "can we start over?" I sighed. "I don't know. You spent 3 weeks treating me like an experiment." "I was wrong," she whispered. "Yeah," I said, "and you had cheerleaders." She frowned. "I told them to back off. I even deleted the group chat." I raised my brows. Wow. R.I.P. Queens Unfiltered. Truly a national tragedy. She smiled faintly. "I deserve that." I stood up, walked to the window, and looked out. It had started to rain, fittingly dramatic. "You know what's funny?" I said. "What?" "I didn't miss affection as much as I missed being seen. You treated me like background noise in your own experiment." She got up, stepped closer. "I see you now." "Too late," I said gently. "The lab's closed." She started crying. "Ethan, please don't do this." "I'm not doing anything. You wanted silence. I just learned how to live in it." I grabbed my jacket from the chair. The dog looked up, confused. "It's not your fault, buddy," I told him. You were the only one playing fair. Where are you going? Sam asked, her voice shaking. Not sure, I said. Maybe I'll start a 21-day challenge of my own. It's called Remember What Self-Respect Feels Like. Ethan, you won, Sam, I said. Congratulations! You made me realize I don't need to be tested to prove love, and you don't need me to feel powerful. I walked to the door. She followed, crying harder now. Please, can we talk tomorrow? Sure, I said. Tomorrow's day 22. Maybe we'll both sound different by then. That night, I stayed at Marcus's place. He didn't ask questions. He just handed me a beer and said, "You look like a man who's been emotionally crossfitted." I laughed. Something like that. He raised his can. To stupid games. To learning when to stop playing, I said. 3 months later, the divorce was final. Papers signed, silence restored. It didn't feel like victory, it just felt clean. Samantha tried everything to undo it. First came the messages, long, emotional, full of "I've changed." Then the calls. Then the accidental run-ins at my gym, my favorite coffee place, even the hardware store. Every time she looked smaller, not in body, but in confidence. The woman who once said, "Let's see who needs who more," finally had her answer. She wasn't the only one learning hard lessons, though. Chloe's engagement collapsed after her boyfriend found the Queen's unfiltered chat and realized he'd been discussed like a lab rat. Tara got tired of dating men she thought she could fix. Turns out the only thing broken was her sense of advice. Now they're all single again, reunited in their group chat like a coven with no purpose, posting quotes about self-worth between complaining about men they can't keep. They still meet on Fridays, wine glasses full, heads close, whispering strategies like generals without an army. If manipulation burned calories, they'd all be fitness models by now. One evening, Samantha came to drop off a few of my old things. She stood in the doorway, holding a box like it was full of explosives. "I never thought you'd actually go through with the divorce," she said softly. "I never thought you'd need a dare to realize you wanted me," I replied. She looked down. I was stupid. "Yeah," I said, "but not because of the challenge. Because you let people who never built anything tell you how to destroy something." She cried again, quieter this time, like someone finally out of tears. "I just wish you'd give me one more chance," she whispered. "I did," I said. "It lasted 21 days. She laughed through the tears. "You still have that sarcasm." "Yeah," I said. "It's what kept me sane." When she left, I watched her car fade down the street. No anger, no satisfaction, just closure. The dog sat by my leg waiting. "Looks like it's just us, buddy," I said. "No more experiments." He wagged his tail. Loyal, simple, drama-free. Honestly, man's best species. That night, I slept better than I had in months. I used to think silence was a sign of distance. Now I know. Sometimes silence is just the sound of peace finally moving in. And if anyone asks, yeah, she won the challenge. But I won my freedom. If you felt this story hit hard, drop a like, subscribe for more, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support keeps Steelheart beating.